Hello, I am Bishop Francisco Betancourt, the Vocation Directors for the Catholic Apostolic Church in North America, and also the Diocesan Bishop for the Diocese of the Little Portion.
Hi, Bishop Frank. This is Bishop Tony, and I'm just going to do a little interviewing with you today about vocations.
Fine.
And our first question is, how does one know that they have a vocation?
Well, for the past 15 years, I've served as the Vocation Director, and it's interesting. A lot of people feel that they're supposed to be seeing angels or a special message from God, and that's true in a sense, but no visions and all that excitement. It's like anything in life that one is called to do. You feel that you have something to offer in this kind of service to your fellow man and woman. And the vocation is something that is felt within your heart and something that you should always pursue, no matter what the vocation might be for you in life.
So would you suggest if somebody has that feeling, and they find interest on our website that, maybe CACINA is something they want to pursue, what would be their first step to get in touch with you?
Yes, as a vocation director, they should give me a call, and we'll spend some time getting to know one another. I also ask them to make sure that they review the website of CACINA. It's quite thorough, to study our canons, to study what we accept in our church. For example, women's ordination, and that we also have the LGBT community. We welcome them for ordination as well. And that is just the beginning. The discernment process is quite long.
Yeah, so that would be one of the questions. So I'll kind of double up this question here. First of all, what's the difference between a deacon and a priest? And then describe what is a discernment process like?
Sure. Well, a priest and a deacon are vocations within themselves. Each of them offers a different service to the church. The deacon, whether it is a permanent diaconate or a transitional diaconate, is one where the individual works closely with the bishop and brings to the bishop the needs of the church. It is a service position within the church where they also are very involved in coordinating efforts of our laity in serving the people of God for social justice needs, for hunger needs, housing, hospital visitations, or whatever. They help coordinate that for the bishop. They offer also sacraments of marriage, baptism. They do anointing of the sick. The priest then offers, of course, the Eucharist, the sacrament of reconciliation, and also, the priest is depending upon the deacon to bring them also the needs of the church. The discernment process for whether a person is going to be a deacon, a priest, or incarnated, and that is an individual that's already ordained in another tradition and wishes to come into our church, is the same. We have our discussions, as I mentioned before, over the phone, and these can go into several months because I ask the individual to see a spiritual director. I ask them, as I mentioned, to go into our website, look at the church carefully, make sure it's something compatible with their feelings and their beliefs. And then we talk about that very much in several interviews. We want to make sure, as vocation director, that I see my job as helping them find their home. If they come to CACINA, it's wonderful. If I help them find a place where they can be of service, that's wonderful. And if it ends up that they feel they don't have a vocation to sacramental ministry, that's fine, as long as they find a place in life where they can help others.
Now, if somebody lives, say, too far away to attend a mass at one of our communities in CACINA, is the door still open for people to apply for holy orders and maybe create a ministry of where they're living?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the case from time to time. One of the first things I have to remind folks is that we are the Catholic Apostolic Church and we serve in North America, which of course includes Canada. So if I receive a call from someone outside of those boundaries, then I will to speak to them about finding a place within their own country or their own community. But if an individual doesn't have a church that they can attend, then I would ask them to find a church that they feel is compatible to their beliefs and try to attend that church, to at least that they will be spiritually involved. But we still reach out to them, and then when it is time for them to decide on a ministry, we'll begin to discuss that. And at times, folks will want to start their own parish ministry, and we'll give them directions and we'll assist them in that as well.
Wonderful. Okay. So now that we've talked about all that, what is involved in the application process?
Well, the application process is quite extensive. We, first of all, will send them a written form, which we ask them to fill out, which gives basic information about themselves, their prior studies, any kind of studies, whether it was in the area of theology or philosophy or otherwise. We ask them to tell us what kind of ministries they may have been involved, either as a clergy member or as a lay person, because we can look at that when ascertaining what they might need for their education. When that is complete, they return that to me, and then I set up with them a psychological interview where they will speak to a psychological nurse to ascertain, if they are thinking correctly in deciding to go into this ministry, and if they are healthy mentally as well. We also look at a background check, a national background check, to make sure the individual doesn't have any felonies or things of that sort that would hold them up from joining our faith community. The final step would be an interview with our Vocations Committee, which is comprised of 3 laypersons and 3 clergy. And they receive their application, they review it, then they set up an interview to discuss with the person, why they want to come to this church, what do they understand the Catholic Apostolic Church in North America to be, and what they could see their ministry to be. If that all goes well, then that information is given to their diocesan bishop, who has the final say. The diocesan bishop will then speak with them, and if that bishop feels that everything is working out fine, then they will send them on to the St. Charles Institute for Studies.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. We had an interview with Bishop Ron, and he's described, there will be another video describing from Bishop Ron the St. Charles Institute. So, so that's wonderful. Just a couple more questions, and the first is, what kind of ministries are the people in CACINA already involved in? And I know there's a couple of religious communities. Can you speak a little bit about those as well?
Sure. Well, I'll start with the communities. First of all, we have a Benedictine community, and the abbot is Bishop Carl Pervanus Smith. They have their own membership application process, and they meet frequently and have a prayer life together. We also have the Franciscan Community of Reconciliation, of which I'm the Minister General at this point. And this Franciscan community is based on the teachings and the spirituality of Francis, Clare, and St. Charles of Brazil, the founder of the Catholic Apostolic Church in North America. We work very closely together with our members and offer prayer and worship together from time to time. The ministries that our church are involved in, it's interesting, some individuals who may come to us ordained in other traditions may come with their own ministry already. For example, we have chaplaincies. We have military chaplains, hospital chaplains, hospice, nursing home chaplains. We also have parish ministry. Individuals may go into an existing parish, especially if they're a vocation that comes out of one of our own parishes already in existence. But we also work with individuals in developing their own parishes. They may start as a home parish, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals together, and then eventually they will go into usually working with another tradition in using their space, on a weekend for Mass. So these are the different kinds of ministries that we have. And both men and women who come into our church for ordination really enjoy their ministries. And we, as I said, will work with them in helping to develop them.
Wonderful. I appreciate all of the background and information. And so now at this point, if somebody's interested, I think your contact information is on the website, and you would be the first contact, right?
Yes, you start with me, and then I would direct you as time goes on to the various steps, and eventually, as I said, to your diocesan bishop.
Wonderful. So I appreciate all your time, Bishop Frank, and we'll get this put out there so that people know about a little bit more about CACINA if they feel like they have a calling to ministry. God bless you.
God bless you, and thank you.